everybody, and welcome back to the Entertainment Brick Show. Today we are chatting about another Lego video game video today, and this is in regards to this new Batman game that could supposedly be happening. I mean, we don't really know. If you don't know, the news is going around that there was originally going to be a Lego Disney video game that was scheduled to probably be in 2023 to go alongside the 100 Years of Disney as like a Lego Disney video game. It'd be really massive, be really cool. Now it sounds like we're not going to be getting that. We might actually be getting a Mandalorian Season 3 DLC for the Skywalker Saga, and then a new Batman game instead. So, I don't know. There's a lot of things going around and being thrown around, talked about in the Lego video game community, but we are just going to have to wait and see, really. That's the only thing we can do here. But regardless, considering this is kind of a new rumor, sort of, that is being thrown around, don't know if it's true or not, I do want to make some videos on it, and I want to talk about it a little bit, because now it's kind of got my brain going, thinking, what could this new Batman game be about? Like, what are we going to be fighting here? I mean, if we go back through the history of the Lego Batman games, the first Lego Batman game was all about just kind of Batman and Robin taking down classic villains, such as the Riddler, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, the Joker, the Penguin, like those guys, like classic Batman villains, right? Then, in Batman 2, they upped it a notch by including the Justice League and having the Joker and Lex Luthor be the villains of that game. And that was an awesome game. That was a revolutionary game. First Lego game with like a full-blown open world to go explore in, instead of just the hub area. But, you had Superman in that game, you had Wonder Woman in that game. I mean, you still had like your Batman villains as well included in the character roster, but, now we have like General Zod and, I don't know, Martian Manhunter, Supergirl, like some more Justice League characters were kind of starting to be put into that game as well. And now, and then in Lego Batman 3, we had full-blown Justice League. Like, this was a Justice League game, practically. You might as well have called this Justice League, as a video game, as a Lego video game. And, you played as Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman throughout the entire story. Flash was in there, Robin, of course, was in there. Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, like super cool character roster. Loved that game so much. I know a lot of people maybe aren't too much of a fan of it. I like it. I thought it was great. But and then of course all the villains in there as well. You had like Firefly, Solomon Grundy, Lex Luthor and the Joker made a return, of course. Cheetah was in that game. Who else was in there? Well, Brainiac was the main villain, right? Brainiac was the big bad of that game. And then with DC Supervillains, another amazing DC game. The villain was Darkseid. How much bigger of a villain could you get? Considering just Darkseid, like he's a massive villain, crazy villain. So yeah, basically, I don't know what this game is going to be about. If they were to make a new Batman game, who's going to be the main villain? What is this game going to be about? I mean, it's obviously, I would figure it's going to include the Justice League, right? You'd be playing as Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Robin, Flash, that whole gang. But what is the villain going to be? So I decided to kind of look up Justice League villains. I mean, I thought of a few, but I didn't really know if there was any I was missing, so I looked up some, and I have a small list of villains that maybe they could use. I have 3, actually. I don't really have a list. I have 3. I said the Justice League versus Anti-Monitor, the Justice League versus Starro, or the Justice League versus Vandal Savage. But otherwise, I don't really know what they would do as the villain, really. I think the most likely out of all 3 of the villains I just named off there, again, Anti-Monitor, Starro, and Vandal Savage, I would think Starro, just because Starro was in the Suicide Squad movie, James Gunn one, and I think he might be slightly a bit popular than Vandal Savage and Anti-Monitor as villains, as well as with Starro, you can have like the whole mind-controlling thing and the world being taken over, so you could, have like a boss fight with Wonder Woman and like where Batman and Superman have to fight Wonder Woman. Or, I was going to say, Batman, Robin, and the group would have to fight Superman, but they kind of already did that with Lego Batman 3, so I don't know. I really don't know how they'd be able to top Darkseid as a villain, unless they want to just reuse Darkseid again, but then again, they really haven't done that, so I don't know exactly what their plan is, if this new Batman game is true. Again, that's all speculative here. But, I kind of want to go through some of the other aspects of what makes a Lego game great and kind of talk about those as well and what this new Lego Batman game could include. So, the open world. The open world, I'm kind of hoping for just a ginormous Gotham City and Metropolis, basically. I know we had in Lego Batman 1 was just the Batcave, like hub world. Lego Batman 2 was a full-blown Gotham City, which was awesome, amazing open world. Lego Batman 3, they kind of seem to have stepped back a little bit. You were only able to play through the Watchtower, the Hall of Justice, and the Batcave. You weren't actually able to go to any city. Then in DC Supervillains, I would say that was probably, I don't know if that was better than Batman 2. Batman 2 was a really great open world, but with Lego DC Supervillains, it was kind of like all open worlds kind of mishmashed together. Like there was a tram that you could take, or not a tram, a lift that you could take to get from Metropolis to Gotham. And Gotham was, well, it was big, and Metropolis was kind of big, but it wasn't as big as I think they could probably make it. Like, it wasn't Lego Batman 2 big, you know? And then they also had, like, Smallville in that game. They had a whole, like, Funhouse section or Carnival section for, like, the Joker's area. And then they had, what else did they have? They had, like, the Arkham Asylum area. They had the Underground. They had the Hall of Doom. So, yeah, they had some, like, extra places kind of thrown in there as well. But what I really want here is just, like, almost like the Batman Arkham games, just a full-blown, ginormous Gotham City. I guess you can kind of combine it with Metropolis, too, or just have them as two separate cities. Or they could also do maybe the Gotham City or Metropolis, or maybe even both, like, kind of have them kind of, like, mishmashed together, I guess. But, like, have it be the size of Lego Marvel Superheroes or Lego Marvel Avengers kind of open world. And then you would also, actually, you know what? And then you could also follow the Lego Marvel Avengers kind of open world style where you had your first year, like, Manhattan giant open world. In this case, it would be Gotham City and Metropolis. And then you could kind of, like, take, like, a fast travel point to different areas that just kind of, like, are represented in DC. So with Lego Marvel Avengers, you were able to go to, like, Washington, DC. You were able to go to the Malibu Mansion, the Barton's farmhouse. What else? I don't know. There was a couple. Asgard. You were able to go to, like, a couple other places like that. That were kind of like extra smaller open worlds. Take that same formula, put it in a DC game. You know, have Gotham and Metropolis be your main giant, Manhattan equivalent, and then a bunch of, like, different smaller open world areas to go explore. Like, you could go to Arkham Asylum, right? And then you could go to, like, the Carnival, similar to what DC Villains had, but maybe just a little bit more. You could have, like, the Hall of Justice, Batcave, Watchtower, I don't know, wherever Starro is from. Maybe, like, there's a Starro planet that you could go to. I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't know what they're going to do. But, that would be my idea for an open world. For character rosters, I mean, I have faith in the character roster. I mean, DC character rosters have always been pretty great, so I'm not too worried about having, a bad character roster or anything. I mean, looking at the different, I mean, you started with all the Batman villains in the first Batman game, and that was a great roster. Then you go to Lego Batman 2, same thing, you had mostly just a reuse of Lego Batman 1, but also throwing in some other characters in there, again, like Justice League characters with, Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, Green Lantern, Superman, as well as Lex Luthor and General Zod, those characters. And then with Lego Batman 3, they just kind of went all out, and you got, I don't know, let me try and think of one. The Question, I think, was a character you could play as. Black Canary, like Batman 1966 was pretty cool. What else characters? Green Lantern, like, there's a ton of just wacky DC characters. I think Batmite was in that game. Mr. Mitzel Spitlick, whatever his name is, he was in that game, so that's when you kind of saw, like, the full-blown Lego Batman character roster. And then even with DC Supervillains, a lot of cool characters in that one. There was, there was, like, this egg guy. I think his name was Chang Zhu or something along those lines. I could be wrong about that. I don't remember his name exactly. But you also had, like, Black Manta, King Shark, Killer Croc as, like, a big fake. And, I don't know. And he sounded Australian. I think he had an Australian voice actor, which was cool. Who else was in that game? Lashina and Darkseid and Granny Goodness and Calabac, like, all those cool characters as well were included in DC Supervillains. So, point is, all Lego Batman video games have had great character rosters, so I have complete faith that if this was actually going to be a new Batman game, this character roster would be spectacular. So, and then on top of that, final little thing to talk about here, I want to get Lego sets based off the video game, if it happens, of course. So, let's say it's Starro as the villain. Let's say Starro is the villain, and I would want to see like a giant $100 set with like a buildable Starro, and it comes with Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and all the characters that fight Starro, whatever, however the game goes. I want sets this time. They skipped out on DC Supervillains. They made sets. They sort of made sets for Lego Batman. I think the sets came before the video game though. Lego Batman 2. I don't think they necessarily made sets for that game, but that was still in the prime years of Lego DC, so it was fine. It was warranted. And then Lego Batman 3. Oh, Lego Batman 3, they did make sets. They made that Space Batman set with Green Lantern and Sinestro, the first time we ever got Green Lantern. They made... I want to say they made the Gorilla Grodd Goes Bananas set in that same year, but I could be completely off with that. Anyways, point is, they made some sets for that video game. But with DC Supervillains, they kind of skipped out on sets for that game, which was unfortunate, because there were a lot of cool ones. Go check out my Lego DC Supervillain, or Superheroes character... Lego DC Superheroes Lego set ideas video for, like, comic sets and stuff, if you want to hear about some set ideas that I had for Lego DC Supervillains. I had some cool ones. I thought I had some cool ones. Not to toot my own horn, but I thought I had some cool ones in there. Anyways, point is, hopefully we get sets based off this new Lego Batman game, if it does become true. And that's really it. That's all I'm talking about today. Just wanted to kind of talk about what this new Lego game would be about, throw out some of my ideas, see what people are feeling on this game. I'm excited if it happens. I'm excited. I'll be alright if it doesn't. I'd prefer a Lego Disney game, I think, but I'm also not going to complain if we're getting a new Batman game just because I'm such a big DC fan, especially a Lego DC fan. So, yeah, there you have it. So, if you enjoyed that video, do the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.